All right. Hi guys, this is Wytchwhisper Sadovsky. I'm I just created this dress not too long ago. This is my prototype that I'm wearing. Anyway, I'm going to actually show you my stages for, as per request, for making my dress today. So hopefully that'll help you with your building. Yeah, so that's my evil plan. Anyway, so I did say my name was Wytchwhisper Sadovsky, didn't I? Sadovsky? Well, you can see it on the screen anyway. So, all right, now I could move, but I'm just gonna cam because why not? It's easier. Okay, there's this thing called Use Creator Tool, right? And what you do with it is you take it, I just gotta load my inventory. You take it and then, like, let's say I wanted to throw some skirts in there. I would just grab this skirt. I would just grab this skirt and I'd pull it in here, right? I'm not going to do that right now though, because for one, I'm not doing these skirts, and two, I've already actually, I know what I should do. I should just show you what it looks like if I put the flexi in there. I don't need to put the flexi in there because I made the flexi from scratch, sort of thing. So I don't really need a little... This Use Creator Tool is for all those people that want to be considered the creator of what they're creating. But it essentially takes the trouble out of linking little boxes onto a large number of clothing. You'll understand in a moment when I show you what it what it looks like. All right, so just attach that for now. Okay, and I'm gonna stick it in there. And I'll put it back on, so it's not a big deal. All right. So once you have the thing in there that you want to name yourself as creator of, you touch you touch the Use Creator Tool to start, and it asks you what direction. I always go north for some reason. Actually, maybe I won't go north today. Maybe I'll just go south. No. West, maybe. East. Maybe east, yeah. Well, anyway, I'm going to go east for now, and we'll see how it goes. I said east. I've only ever chosen north, so. Now it asks you down here, would you like to link and delink from other objects? You say yes. And then it starts doing that right away. It takes your little thing and puts a little square on it. So, see, you can see right here, this is the little square that it attached to it, right? And it's transparent, the square, so you don't see it. And then you just put the flexi on, and anyway, I'll be showing you more of those. This was just an example of how it actually works, like the US Creator tool. Because what I did is I had a whole crap load of swimsuits that I needed to put in there. As you can see, this is me using it to go north, sort of thing. And it's just as well I went north because I needed the space. Wow. But there's lots of these, obviously, here. And can you imagine, like, trying to do all of those by hand? Like, it would just take a really long time. But you'll notice the US Creator tool is just really quick, and it does it quickly. Like, it's totally worth the money that you spend on it, especially if you have a large number of bodies that you're trying to enter into something like I do, right? Like, all these bathing suits are different bodies. There are some similar bodies, because I found 2 swimsuits that were practically identical, created by 2 different full perm creators. And I wanted to, oh God, I don't know, you guys can probably hear that. That's Discord bleeping its thing. Anyway, I'm just gonna try to ignore it. Yeah, so this put a little square in all these suits. Now what I have to do is I have to pair them up with a HUD that I created. Let's see. Belly mesh flexi dress. Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha, yeah. Okay. I got that Barbie song in my head. I've had the Barbie song in my head for like almost 2 days now. It's really frustrating. Anyway, you take one of your HUDs. Mine are pretty big. Well, my newest versions are pretty big. Anyway, and then you I'm just trying to think of how to do this most efficiently. Yeah. I'm gonna actually, it would probably be easier if I just showed you how to do that with the flexi, because the flexi, like, I got to connect the flexi up to the HUD as well, and as well as the bathing suit, which is fine. It's not like it's going to be hard to do, but so I'll just pull out the flexi, and because it's only one thing versus like, how many do I have here? Oh my god. I'm gonna have to do all those by hand, sort of thing. But anyway, so you take the flexi and you put it out, and you have to hook up the flexi to the HUD so that you can change the texture on it. And if you do not own the flexi, like if you bought flexi from one of the full perm creators, you'd have to run it through the Use Creator tool like I did earlier, sort of thing, before you did this step. But since like I created the flexi from scratch, I don't have to do that, which is nice. So dun, dun, dun. I still don't know what I'm going to call this thing. It's like a Empire Waist summer dress of some form. Maybe that's what I should call it. Empire Waist summer dress. Anyway. Okay. So, I'm playing with the HUD right now. Empire Waist. Empire Waist. Empire Waist. Empire Waist mesh flexi dress. All right. Now this little number here is what syncs your HUD to your object, right? And because this is I think I have one that's 13. Which generation am I on? Well, for this demonstration, I'll just call it, I'll just leave it at 11, maybe. Yeah, I'll leave it at 11, and because I'm just showing you guys. But you should always choose the, like, if the latest thing you did was like 12 or 13, you should always go one up from there, because you don't want to be wearing the same old stuff and having it what's the word I'm looking for? You don't want it to mess around with your other outfits. So if you have a different number, like for each outfit in the description, then it does that. Now you have to edit link the object. So I'll just copy this. Copy. Paste. Now with this one, with this flexi, and it would be the same for this flexi as it would be for the bathing suit that's attached to the flexi. But you want to, well, first thing you want to do is you want to edit linked. And you want to choose one of the flexes and see what it's called. It's called object. Okay, that's good to know. So that when you're entering that information on the HUD, you just call it object. But I'll show you that in a minute. Now, what this flexi needs is it has a name. I had given it a name previously, but you can name it whatever sort of thing. Anyway, how can you tell I don't make these videos that often. My brain is all over the place. Anyway, back to what I was doing. Okay, so that's done. See, you can do that with these swim trunks too. Or not, they're not trunks, but they're bathing suits, whatever. And because when you first click on it, it shows you as creator, you as owner, you as that last owner. But what you have to do is you have to edit linked. You have to click on the object itself, and then you'll see the other information that was there. Oh, this is a bodysuit. It's not a swimsuit. Excuse me. All right. But anyway. So I'm just going to call it just like the flexi was called object for the individual flexes, right? You have to name each bodysuit in this layer bodysuit, because you're going to use that word in the HUD, like when you create the HUD buttons for it. So I'm just gonna, and an easy way to do this if you have more than one item is if you're on this level already, you can just click on the next one, cut it down to bodysuit, click on the next one, cut it down to bodysuit, and it's easier to do that way versus like doing one thing at a time. And then you got to make sure that you have the number 11 on here, because that's what you're syncing the HUD with. And you want to put the name of the item, which you can get from the HUD, like, if you forget or whatever, because I do that sometimes. Like, what the hell did I call it? Oh, I called it Empire Waist Mesh Flexi Dress. So let me just double check this here. All right. So you just copy that. And then, is this the one that needed it? Yeah. So for this one, you want to keep Isis on there because that's the body that it has to fit, sort of thing. And you need to be able to tell people that when they look in the folder of the creation, sort of thing. But that's the only thing that needs to stay the same. And I put WW at the beginning of all my creations because that's kind of like my, what's the word I'm searching for? My trademark. I've been doing it since the first thing I ever made in SL. Just WW. Because a friend of mine, really awesome friend of mine, pretty much I used to call him HH, so he started calling me WW, and it stuck. And I thought, yeah, that's good to use for my product, so that if people are looking for it in their inventory, they just have to go WW. They don't have to go Wytchwhisper, because I know it's a long name. Okay, so now this swimsuit, or bodysuit, sorry, has all the stuff that it needs in regards to name, description, and bodysuit, right? And so does this flexi. This flexi has its objects. It's got its HUD link number, which is 11, and it's got Empire based flexi sort of thing. So when you've filled in all the stuff that you're supposed to fill in, like I just showed you, then you go to your content tab, and if you got the, I keep wanting to call it KFC, but I think it's something else. Let's see, I'll find it. Da, da, da. It's my color change and texture HUD. Okay, so it's Kinetic Tech. I'll put the link for it down in the video examples. So, but these are all the scripts that you need to make your object link with your HUD, because I'm gonna have to show you how to create the HUD in another video, but today I'm just showing you part 2 of what you do to link the items so that they can actually work together. So let's see. Now you want to make it a target. I always put Bosch Anti-Res in there because you don't want people rezzing your stuff and you know, molesting it more than they have to. I mean, you know, you want them to wear it and appreciate it, but you don't want them, you know, wrecking it or anything. So I put the product license in here because you have to put it in first before you put in any of the stuff. And you'll see any of the scripts, I should say. You'll see the HUD script is right here. So that's what's in this thing. But you want a target script for the skirt, for the flexi skirt. So you pull that over, which I just did, and for some reason SL's taking 500 years. Okay, and then, all right. And then it's been activated. Like it says it's ready to use. So once it's ready to use, you can delete the product license. And we can test it. Yeah. Oh. I'm like, okay, I don't know what's worse. Is it me or SL? Because my brain is just not working today. All right. So, now that that's done, actually I should do the bodysuit as well. So again, do the same thing. Take the anti-res, put it in there. Product license. Target. Script. And that makes it ready to use. Then you delete the product license. And voila, sort of thing. So that's, both of those things should be ready to use with the HUD now, to some degree. And I will explain, because you have to make some modifications on the HUD in order to do that. So you go to the HUD and you gotta scroll up to these beautiful buttons that I created. Anyway, you go edit, and you go edit linked, and you click on the button. And I called it Flexi. Oh, I'm bad. Okay. Well, nothing wrong with calling it Flexi. But what you need to use is the words that were on the inside of the individual, each individual whatever said object, not Flexi, right? So if I had named it Flexi when I created the skirt, then I could just leave it as Flexi, but because it says object, so I have to name this object now. Object. And you put all the faces on it. Like you put face 0, face 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Because flexis are prims, essentially, so they have 8 faces. And heck, you could add more faces just to be cautious if you wanted to, but you only need the 8, really. So that should be ready to go now. Okay. All right. And we'll just put the bodysuit. I wonder if I have something that says bodysuit. How many faces does that bodysuit have? Let's go check it out. No, it's not the right one. We want this one. Okay. So if I select a face, it's all sides, which is awesome because that's less work for you. Oh my goodness. While I'm here, I'll just copy the name of the bodysuit, like the other level name of the bodysuit. And then I'll go back to the HUD, go edit linked, go back to that button, top. See, it's all sides too, so you just make sure that it's on the other side of the, whatchamacallit, the colon. Sounds funny, but anyway. So, and I have buttons that I've created. I don't know if I have one called body though. Let me just see. What do I got here? I got HUD, tights, corset, front, back, silkscreen, straps, toys, basket, sports, fabric, cushion, button, waist, skirt, bow vest, da 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 da. Just seeing what I got here. For HUDs. Seeing if I can use any of these or if I'm going to have to create a new one. Well, here we go. We'll call it the bodice. 'Cause why not? That's pretty much what it is. So, I mean, it's the bodice of the Empire waist dress. So, and the great thing about this dress is that you can wear it to the beach and go swimming if you want to. You just got to take off the flexi. So you're essentially getting two for the price of one, essentially, which I like to do for clients or customers. And so anyway, now that I've done this, I'm gonna want to make some of these I'm gonna have to make about 3 of these go blank, sort of thing. You probably don't understand what I'm saying. I will explain. These buttons aren't going to be used, so oh, Linden Labs, you just scared the shit out of me. Okay. As you will notice, it's a set target button because that's the code that I had to use to activate that button, because the script that's in the HUD responds to that command sort of thing. So, but since I don't want to have anything there, I just delete the name. I go to texture. I go HUD. And we just want one of the background ones that were included. And if I want to have to not look for that again, I'll just copy the UUID. And I paste it in here. I apply UUID. Got to make sure that I clear this so that it's not trying to reach out to something that's not there. And yeah, I might use these buttons later for something else, because I was actually going to add maybe a tiara to this dress. We'll see what happens, but yeah, that was my evil plan. So anyway, again, just paste it, apply UUID, get rid of that. And you just close that, close the edit linked. Now, what we have to do, if you change anything on your HUD after you make the HUD initially, like, I mean, obviously I created HUDs myself, and oh God, I sound so intelligent. Anyway, what you have to do is you have to reset the scripts. Well, in order to reset the scripts, you can't just do it with what's in there. You got to add the license again. Because if you don't, you'll have to re-add the HUD thing all over again. So anyway, here's the reset the scripts part. And you want to make sure that edit linked is unchecked, right? Because it's the whole HUD that you're doing this to. Okay. So here we go. It's doing its thing. It's resetting. Da da da. This is like all the tedious stuff that has to be done when you're making stuff, but I don't mind sharing it with you guys because you've shown interest in wanting to know. So, all right. So you delete the product license out of there because you can't sell it or give it away. Well, you're not supposed to give it away anyway, but you can't transfer it without deleting the product license, if that makes any sense, because the product license is your license for all the scripts that you've purchased. And yeah, you don't want to be giving those to other people. Okay, so now we're going to try to change the flexi on the HUD. Now to sync these, you just kind of got to do what I'm doing right now. You just hit the buttons and then try this one. Ta-da! And the flexi has changed, which makes me happy in the pants. Is that the color I want though? That's fine for now. And then the bodice, which is the bodysuit, you want to do the same thing. You highlight it, click on that texture, and voila, it's wearing that texture. Yay! And I'm probably wearing that texture too, maybe. No, I'm not. Yeah, because I'm not, the one I'm wearing right now isn't scripted. It was just manually put on there, the texture, so. But now you have a scripted flexi skirt and you have a scripted bodice. And you can go do them all, sort of thing. Yeah. Like you can continue the process with all the other bodysuits, which I'm going to do, but I'll do that off camera. And once I've got it done, then I'll come back on camera and show you what I do with them. But that's all I got for now. But that's how you get the scripts working with the product. And the flexi turned really nice by itself. So you can also, if you like pink, I'm like 500 miles away, it feels like. And then pink for the flexi. Ta-da! So that's how that does. That's how that does that. All right. I'm going to stop this recording right now, and we'll come back later.